afternoon. It is another Friday, and the days just go zipping by. I'm Tony Dattino. I'm the founder of the USA Memory Championship, and we're moving along towards our 23rd qualifying event, which will be held on July 29th. But I want to talk today about an exercise that we did in the Brain Fitness Workshop, where we talk about links, connections, and associations, which is how we do brain-to-brain communication. And when you step back and think about how we communicate with one another, we're listening always for keywords that come into our mental set based on our memories. We then make associations with those keywords, and it's an interesting exercise when you get people to be mindful of, in the listening or reading of keywords, based on life experience, and our ability to reflect on our memories of those experiences, we then begin to make meaning from the words that we hear in communication. And those words then generate a comprehension that may lead us into action, or may lead us into an ongoing synergy of thought as to what we think about on an ongoing basis. And what we were working on today is connecting two elements, one being, well, let's take a key word and look at the associations we make with it. Then let's do some links and connections with those keywords. And then let's see where that takes us in terms of action, comprehension, and what I call our gig, which is the internal synergy of thought that starts with good in, good will grow, or garbage in and garbage will grow. So that was the integration that we had in today's Brain Fitness Workshop. So let's start by thinking about, when we hear keywords, how do we make a first association to them? So the exercise today was, let's take the word memory, M-E-M-O-R-Y, and what are the first 3 or 4 thoughts that come to your mind when you hear the word memory? And the answers that came out today were anywhere from recall to intelligence to sadness to forgetfulness. And so it had a range of things that went from, hey, I'm pretty intelligent, if I've got a good memory, that I demonstrate that I've got a good, thoughtful memory. And if I forget things, it begins to make me worry and be sad about the fact that I may have a memory illness, or I may have early cognitive impairment. And that scares the heck out of people. So it was a great way of doing it. One person came up with the word feelings. So our memory generates feelings that we have of life experiences, and some that may be good, some that may be not so good. And so how do we eliminate those that are not so good, and how do we overlay those with things that are good? So we introduced reintroduced the concept of garbage in, garbage grows, and good in, good will grow, and even good can turn into greatness if we start to build that synergy. So with that, we give them the word memory. They have a few minutes to get their thoughts on what the word memory provokes in their thinking. And that's where we came up with the feelings and sad and intelligence, recall, and but we filled up a board with what the different members of the workshop associated when they heard the word memory. And most of them, I found today, were in a positive way in terms of memory being intelligent and being something that they can recall, or they have retention, they can remember. And so that was a good exercise to have them do. And then we took the word feelings, and we asked, okay, what does the word feelings make you think of next? So there's a string exercise we do there, where we get them to say, so feelings makes you think of what next, and that word makes you think of what next. And we run that out about 4 layers. And we had some really good associations, or links, we call them links and connections, to the word feelings. So feelings, we wound up leaving with caring. So we had love and growth and compassion, and off we wind up with is growth. And it's like, wow, that's interesting. Our feelings take us from love to caring to sympathy to empathy to growth. Wow. All from the word memory, which is a way of demonstrating when we're communicating to people, are we aware of the words that we use and how people then interpret those words and generates thoughts in their mind that then generate links and connections that then create action or lack thereof. I mean, the actions can be either, I got it, I heard it, I now got it, and I know what you want me to do, or the actions can be in reverse. And it's all built around our memories and life experiences. So I sometimes share with people, substitute the word memory for life experiences that you retain and you recall. So I had a very interesting conversation offline with one of the people talking about some of the memories that she had growing up that were not very pleasant, and that got us into the gig exercise. So how do you begin to take memories that weren't pleasant, and how do you move forward into creating memories that, or life experiences that are pleasant and are good? And so the good exercise, I started by saying, look, remember, we have infinite thinking capacity of the human mind. And based on our memories, which come from life experiences, we make associations to those, and that then gives us how we feel and how we may be acting in the present. So how do you change some of that negativity and bring more positivity? So they were given an assignment today to go home tonight and ask somebody in their family what were some of the good things that happened during their day. And in that regard, take the good things that happened in their day and talk about them and what came out of it and what were the things that gave them a level of joy and smiles and laugh. And then when they're done with that, talk about what was something that was good that happened during your day. So I asked them during the work, so what were some good things that happened during your day today that you'd like to go home and share with your family? And they gave me some really terrific answers. One of them being the people that are in this workshop. We share and we've built friendships and we build connectivity to other people that they become friends, and we open our hearts and we share different life experiences with one another, and we all learn and grow from that. Which then underneath that has one of the powerful mental benefits of connectivity and long-term health, social interaction. And you've heard me talk about social interactions over and over on my Live with Tony broadcast. And here these members in the workshop are all talking about the social interactions that occur through the different activities that are performed throughout the workshop. And even to the point when they go off to their 30 minutes of exercise, they're pairing up, they're coming up with different people, and they're talking to one another about whatever they want to talk about. But they've built in a family network of people sharing stories with one another that gives them the feeling of connectiveness. So now what? Well, as we went through this and we started to do some of the other work activities, that then opened up this caring and loving and feelings. It opened up a natural bonding of people on some of the handout exercises that we give them, that then just created a natural bonding of people to create teams. So bing, we got the idea. So rather than do some of these exercises as an individual and writing your individual answers, why don't we create teams of 3, and let's see if we can build up a team example of the responses to the handouts, which opened up another whole fun sharing conversation. I think the people leaving today's workshop are going to find that they've got a friend inside the workshop, which they'll meet again on Monday because they've got a weekend assignment to do the gig. And it just gives them an empowerment and an enablement to be able to feel that their life is still whole, and that, I may have some bumps in my life, I may have some things that I need to overlay through a better gig, meaning good and growing, but it gives them a level of hope. And anything I've read in my research, it talks about when people have hope, it gives them a purpose of continuing. It gives them a life goal and purpose to say, my life counts for something. And it's really important to me that I have people that I feel connected with, and that I have social bonding with as one of the natural ingredients that we build throughout our lives that become important to us as we sometimes feel isolated or lonely. So there's a lot going on inside the Brain Fitness Workshop. And so much comes out as each week progresses. And we introduce some of these different exercises like the brain-to-brain communication, like the gig, like the filling in of blanks, like the elements of long-term mental health. And it's a growth group of people. They're all growing in some capacity that's giving them a level of achievement or a level of importance and a level of connecting and bonding and holding on to one another. It just grows each and every week. And for me, it's what my life is about. Can I make a difference in the lives of others? And that just counts for so much. And that's today's Live with Tony. It's the weekend already. I'm just watching time fly by some days. The week seems like it starts and ends all in about 24 hours, but that's not the case. It does take 24 hours a day for 7. But we're here for another weekend. Our temperatures are in the 90s here in the Windermere, Orlando, Florida area. So it's good swimming weather. So I'm about to wrap it up on the business front on mid-Friday afternoon and put on a bathing suit and head over to the pool, which has been pretty comfortable. You don't get that cold chill of the Northeast. You get this nice warm water here. It's not bathtub water, but it certainly is fun to swim in. With that, you have a good weekend, and we'll see you back here on Live with Tony on Monday.